Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Naked CTF. In this series, I'll attempt to compromise and own a server from HackTheBox. This is my first attempt. I've not solved it beforehand nor read anything about it. It's done as one take with no editing, so this could be 30 minutes or 3 hours. Let's go. Today we're doing Beep, which is a easy Linux box. Just started up a few minutes ago. Looks like someone else is doing it as well. Released 2017, so it's a bit of an older one, but haven't covered it before. Really good rating. So we're gonna, as always, we're gonna try and do it in adventure mode. And if we get stuck, we can use guided mode for a hint. And if we really get stuck, we can use the walkthrough, but we want to try and avoid that. So as always, let's get started with some automation to set things up. The box is called Beep and the IP is 10.10.10.7. Oops. Let's try that again. Oh, okay. A little bit rusty. It's been a while. Can't remember my macro commands and everything else. So as always, we'll get our notes up and running, and there it is, Beep. So we'll start our recon, and let's make this a bit bigger. Off we go for the races. Wow, lots of services discovered very, very quickly. So this should be an interesting one from a enumeration perspective. Whoa, look at that. That's quite a few. So yeah, sorry, I haven't really been active on the channel recently, published any videos. I've just been totally consumed by my day job. But the good news is that is now under control a little bit more. So I hope to get back to publishing 2 CTF videos a week, naked CTF videos. Again, this is me getting prepared for my OSCP that I want to pass at some point in 2024. Hopefully, it all depends on how the progress goes from my end. But I'm doing it as a kind of an open learning initiative. I'm doing all my study in a fashion where I record it and upload it to YouTube in the hope that it might help someone else who's in the same position, or, you know, just anyone who's curious about offensive security or capture the flag or whatever it might be. Yeah, so it's really just for anyone out there who may be interested in this stuff. So not a lot of info to go on here. Obviously, we will wait for the Nmap service discovery to finish, and then we'll get our recon notes in here. Let's just kind of start setting some of this stuff up now. 25 TCP, 143 TCP, 993 TCP, 3306 TCP, that's MySQL, 111 TCP. My goodness, there's a lot of stuff on here. 443, which is probably a website, port 80, which is probably a website, 110, which is probably a website. Actually, no idea. 4559 TCP, 4190 TCP, 5038, 4445, 10,000, and 793 TCP. Wow. Okay. So that is 16 possible services that we're going to need to enumerate. There are some CTFs where they try and create a whole bunch of, you know, what I would call red herrings, where they want you to spend a lot of time on the enumeration and try and pick out the right service in terms of what can be exploited. But, you know, it's good because you learn some different, you know, TTPs, tools, techniques, and procedures along the way when you look at all these different services. So it'll be interesting to see what the Nmap service discovery and NSC scripts come back with. I have a feeling this is going to be enormous. Oh, it's almost done. Okay. And yeah, we're going to have a lot to churn through, but hopefully, you know, if we go top to bottom, hopefully it's not this one that's vulnerable. Hopefully it's something, you know, somewhere in the middle we can find a foothold, and then we'll figure out how to pivot from that or Privesc into the root user. It is a Windows box. Sorry, it is a Linux box, so at least we've got that knowledge ahead of time. And let's just wait for the last bit to be done, and we will go from there. So I continue to compile my organized and unorganized notes. Still kind of getting through it. I need to go through and update my study plan. That's a little bit out of date, given the month or 6 week kind of break that I've just had. So I've got my unorganized notes, which is where I kind of dump everything. And then as I go through and parse that out, it comes into the organized, somewhat organized notes. So you can see here, I've just got links. I've got like a hash example here that I want to work out what the format is and everything else. Yeah, lots of different kind of tricks that I've picked up along the way. This is an example of using hashcat for a particular given pattern, because we know the password kind of mask or pattern. So, you know, I want to document these things so every time that it comes up, I don't have to go and, you know, relearn them or Google them again. And yeah, just to build kind of my own body of knowledge, which hopefully through a bit of reinforcement will become more, you know, entrenched for me. I won't have to kind of research particular TTPs every time. And what I want to avoid doing is in the exam spending my whole time Googling, right? I want to be able to have this documentation, which gives me a reference on a whole bunch of different stuff. So, for example, I've been building out the post-exploit kind of flow for me. So, you know, basic enumeration. Once you do have that foothold, information to collect. Now, I'm not going to do it every time, but this is a more formal workflow. You know, enumerating the distribution, dumping out all the environment variables, looking for history files, looking for local mail, doing some network enumeration, looking for setuid, setguid applications. I mean, that's kind of covered by linps, but again, just the researcher mindset, trying to learn some of this stuff rather than just relying on linps. Writable files in Etsy. So, you know, as this user that I'm currently logged in as, what can I do? Yeah, these sorts of things. So keep building this out. This is my, you know, little library of information. I will publish it publicly at some point as my kind of, but once I've got it into a more complete state, like I've got to go through and I got a lot of stuff like that I need to research and clean up and summarize and everything else. One nice thing that you may, well, I'm pretty happy about is that I finally figured out how to get a more stable shell. Because previously, this would give me a PTY, which was okay in most cases, but didn't have a lot of things like autocomplete, Vi wouldn't work. Anything that had like a really more interactive kind of application within the shell, so Vi or, you know, Vim or whatever it might be. And whenever I tried to upgrade it from a PTY to a TTY, I would always get this just horrible kind of problems, and I'd end up having to kill my local shell. I've now figured that out. The problem was that I was always trying to run on my side. I was trying to run in ZSH, Zish, which is the default shell on Kali. So I actually need to move into Bash to make all this work, and maybe we'll see an example of that later. Okay, so let's have a look at our recon now that's finished. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be a little bit selective about what I copy and paste because this is going to be so long. So let's just kind of grab what we need. We did have verbosity turned on, which means that there's going to be a bunch of extra stuff. Like here you can see the SSH key, public key, etc. So I'm just going to be a little bit more selective in what I grab. So 25 SMTP postfix, right? We can probably grab all of that. Port 80, as we expected, HTTP, and that's Apache. So let's grab that. Let's do then 110, which is POP, kind of a pretty old protocol these days. Still people use it for mail clients, but in the era of Gmail, etc., it doesn't really Doesn't really count. So RPC bind is 111. We'll grab all of that. Wow, this is a lot. 143 is IMAP. We probably don't need all the capabilities, so let's just say IMAP. That's Cirrus IMAP is the banner for the server. 443 is that. We'll grab the SSL certificate details because that sometimes comes in use, but we probably won't grab the actual certificate itself. So let's just get all of that. Okay. And skip that. 793 is status. It's a weird kind of thing that I've not heard of before. Maybe it's like an old generic Unix service, info or finger. IMAP-D is listening on 993 as well. I think that's the SSL version of IMAP, or the TLS enabled version. Same as port 3. So we can probably combine some of these together. 3306, we've got MySQL. Exposing MySQL to the internet, never a great idea. Something else that's part of Cirrus IMAP, maybe like a supporting service. And then these ones, Hylafax. Oh, Asterisk Call Manager. That's a SIP phone call. SIP phone call manager. Like a software-defined PABX, which is pretty cool. Played a little bit with that over the years. All right. Wow, this is getting pretty long. And then finally, we have 10,000 HTTP mini-serve. It's not HTTP, but it's some other random server. Yeah. So, wow. Where do we start? Okay, so why don't we start by kind of clumping some of these things together. So, 110 and 995 can be kind of bunched up together. So let's take 110 and what was the actual port? .995. And then on here it was, yeah, 995. Okay. So did I get 995 in my list? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So 110 and 995. Let's put them on the same line. 995 TCP pop 3. Let's put together 4190 and 4190 and the other IMAP services, which is going to be let's see here, 143 and 143 and 993. 143 and 993 TCP, which is IMAP-D. So that way we can kind of, you know, group some of these services at an application level. While there might be multiple ports, we can start to treat them a little bit holistically rather than enumerating them all on an individual basis. So what I think we might do in terms of first steps is just start with the website. So do casual browse of website, followed by directory file enum if required. And we'll do that on both 443, 80 and 10,000, which was also a web server. So let's just jump into the browser, grab the IP, http:// port 80. So, okay, is it trying to redirect? If we open the developer tools and we go to http we get a 302 redirect to HTTPS. Okay. And then when we get the HTTPS page, website might not support unsupported version of security protocol. Might not support TLS 1.2, which is the minimum version supported by Firefox. So maybe it's like using a really out-of-date cipher on the SSL config. If we go to 443, let's have a look. 2.2.3, that seems old. Localhost, local domain, basically dummy data in the certificate itself. Nothing really about TLS version. Okay, well that's a bit of a bust. So let's put in our notes. Appears to simply redirect 302 to HTTPS 443 URL. And then this appears to have an old TLS cipher not supported by Firefox. If we go into here and we do curl HTTPS IP, does it give us anything? Self-signed certificate. Curl failed to verify legitimacy. So we can definitely bypass that. Curl ignore self-signed. There's a switch for it. I just can't remember what it is. Maybe insecure. Insecure. Yeah, okay. So we do get something there. We get some HTML back. And this is Elastics. Using curl, we get HTML for a login page. For app question mark named Elastics. So if we look through that, it's going to post to itself. Elastics login page. Elastics.org. So we'll grab that URL and have a look. Maybe it's like a CMS or something. Oops. Elastics. Open source software based on the well-known Insight segmentation and registration toolkit. Elastics is a unified communication software that brings together IPPBX, email, IM, faxing, and collaboration functionality. Okay, so it looks like, considering the different services that we've got, like Asterisk, fax, email, both inbound and outbound, all that sort of stuff. This is like a collaboration server, something like that. So let's just see if we can get a little bit further with this. If we go to here, is there any way we can ask Firefox to ignore outdated TLS? Okay. So I don't think it's because the certificate is self-signed, because normally you would get normally you would get this advanced button which lets you do the exception, right? So Firefox exception old TLS. Okay. I've been using blah blah blah. Okay, they've been depreciated. All right, so in about config, we can set this to true. Oops. We can set this to true. All right, let's have a go. Config. Yes, I understand. Let's have a look. So it's set to false now. Let's set it to true. Refresh. Yeah, now we're ignoring the TLS version. We can say it's not trusted because it's self-signed, so we're going to continue. Right, now we've got the Elastic's login page. Let's see if we can find out what version of Elastic's. No, nothing obvious. Let's have a look at Elastic's default credentials. Elastic's default passwords, admin and Palo Santo. Let's try that. Admin. Oops. Admin, Palo Santo. Doesn't work. Okay, we tried. Maybe there's another set. The root password is Elastic's 2007 for the user root. Let's try that. Root. Nope. Admin, Palo Santo, initial access to third party, Sugar CRM. So Elastic seems to act as like a front end for a bunch of these different applications. Unified communication server that brings together IP, PPX, email, instant messaging, faxing, and collaboration. Has a web interface, includes capabilities such as a call center software with predictive dialing. Cool. I'd like to get an idea of what version of Elastic's this is. So let's close that. Let's go and see Elastic's CDE. Palo Santo Elastics. Graph.php LFI. So that's 2.2.0. Let's go and find the Elastic's versions on SourceForge, not GitHub. Releases, is there something like that? Last updated 2021. Wow, okay. 2 years ago. Okay. Elastic's GitHub. Official Elastic's repository. Right. This looks like it's up to date. Commit 2 weeks ago. And it would be good. Toolbox register. Okay. So what we've got is two different things here. This is a toolkit for some data science or development library, something to do with images, processing of large number of data sets. So that's nothing to do with Elastic's, the unified communications server. Okay. Let's not get those two things confused. Okay, that's the data science one, it seems. Whereas this one is the unified communication server. Latest release 8 years ago. So if we assume that it's running the latest release, which is 2.5, let's have a look. Search, exploit, elastics. Less than 2.5, 2.x. Really want to know what version we're running. 2006 to 2024. Let's look at their website. Let's just try the good old admin while we're here. Nope. Oh, even their website is busted, it seems. Bad search made. Oh, okay. It's because it's not www. It's okay. Super slow website. And it's in Portuguese. Let's try English. English? No. Okay, I mean, this is all kind of focused around communications. Right, let's not spend too much time on this, but make some notes and then move on, because we do want to look at other services that maybe... let's bunch these together, because it's the same app, it seems. Elastics. Casual browse of HTTP. Don't think we'll do directory enumeration at the moment. So version unknown, possible CVE, question mark. And then we can always come back to it. We could just continue to enumerate rather than trying to necessarily exploit it. So 25 TCP is going to be SMTP, which is postfix. We can probably get a version SMTP server. Let's have a look. Do I have telnet? Yeah. Open. Okay, exit. Quit. Telnet. IP 25. Hello. Hello. So normally I would expect a response back. Oh, there it is. It's a little bit slow. Hello something.com. Beep.localdomain. So we don't get a postfix version back immediately in the banner. Version unknown. There are postfix CVEs, but I don't know. Let's have a look at POP. So Cirrus POP3. Sorry, that's IMAPD. 110. Yeah. Okay, banner is Cirrus POP3D. Let's just have a quick search exploit. Search exploit Cirrus IUS. So we are on 237. 232, 232, 232. No, no, no. 224 to 228. Nope. 2016. No. What's this one? Let's just have a look on the web page. CYRUS. One 224.232. User buffer overflow. It's a Metasploit module. But it doesn't explicitly say what version. Let's have a look at the CVE. Cirrus POP3 CVE. Stack-based buffer overflow. Actively exploited Metasploit module. 232. Yeah, looks like this might be an okay version 237. Let's get a little bit more. Cirrus 2.3.7. Okay, Cirrus IMAP. So it looks like Cirrus makes is the vendor for both the IMAP and POP3 service. Okay. Integer overflow. 237. So we want something with a high score. 7.5. Okay. 2317. Before 2317. So exploitability score. Whoa. So let's see if there's some. Now this is IMAP, not. IMAP here. Possible CVE? Question mark. So we will grab the POC. 211.328. Exploit. Two, 3, 7 is included. So this vulnerability seems to be well known, given it's a few years old. Quite a few years old. But there doesn't seem to be some simple, popular exploit code, right? Awesome CV. Procure a list of CV pops. Okay. I'm going to save that link because that looks really interesting. But it doesn't look like it has our CVE number in it. 2011-3208. 2011. No, it doesn't go back that far. Might be a bit of a dead end that we're kind of looking at here. RCE, but no obvious exploit code. Okay. So let's keep going. 993 is SSL IMAP. So we've already got that. We can delete it. Let's have a little play with 3306. So MySQL host is going to be IP. Let's just try and connect. Nope, nothing. Username, admin, password, admin. Oops. Admin. I mean, we're not even getting a response back from the MySQL server there. And if we look at the nmap, oh, received error packet before completion of TLS handshake. Host 10.10.14.25 is not allowed to connect to this MySQL server. So they've obviously got like some host-based whitelist. So even though we can reach it, the SQL server is rejecting our connection. So host-based IP filtering within MySQL. 1111 is pop RPC bind. We might kind of leave that alone for the moment. Unless TCP, UDP. I would guess this is something to do with SIP and the asterisk stuff. So yeah. Let's just kind of leave that alone for now. RPC bind. Assuming this is SSH, so SSH test at IP. Wow, okay, so there's no default connection, no default configurations anywhere, it looks like. Unable to negotiate on the key exchange. So they've got very old TLS libraries, it seems. 4559 is Halifax 4310. 4559. Let's have a quick look. Exploit 4310. Okay. So it looks like this guy has already said didn't show any CVEs or exploit when he was doing beep. We won't click on his write-up, not yet. So let's just go back and say no apparent CVE. Okay, 5038 is asterisk call manager 1.1. Now, is this the application port or is this the actual web interface? So, what was it? 5038. 5038. Yeah. Okay. Let's try this. This is looking promising. We might find a web interface for asterisks. Connecting via HTTP. Asterisk call manager. Okay, that looks like an API type endpoint because it's just returning something there. 5038 looks to be the default. Let's have a look at HackTricks. HackTricks. And we will search for Asterix. Pen testing void. Okay. Quite a lot. Okay, this is kind of the protocol. We're not really interested in enumerating numbers. Okay. So SV map is kind of a UDP based SIP scanner for SIP services. Manage the device from the web. Build out MySQL we've got. 5038 allows to use asterisks from other platforms. Okay. Let's just kind of search for asterisks. So this is using a dictionary attack to try and get some usernames. Okay. Click to call. RC. In Asterix, you somehow managed to be able to add extension rules and reload them by compromising a vulnerable web manager server. Yeah, well, we're not quite there yet, are we? Okay. But that's good to know. DOS tool. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of components to Asterix. And one thing that it just mentioned here is to use a distribution like FreePBX. And I did admittedly just see that in the results somewhere. So maybe if we treat this more as a exploiting the actual distro rather than exploiting individual services. So what's kind of included in FreePBX? Modules. Okay, this is more like the commercial pricing. Okay. Right. FreePBX 16 RC. So port 4444, which we don't have. FreePBX would be the kind of the management layer, I would guess. This tool here. Okay. Here's for an older one. Okay. So we go back to HTTPS. Okay, I think we're getting a little bit hung up here. Let's go back to the service by service. Continue on that path. So we're not even sure that free PBX is the right thing here. Alright. Continue to look for CVE. 4445 is going to be notify, UPN notify. Let's try PBX port 4445. Op server. Let's give it a go. Probably not going to answer. So unknown at this point. Port 10,000 is a web server. Miniserve. And that will probably be HTTP. Bad request. Use HTTPS. Okay, I was wrong. HTTPS. Self-signed certificate. Go. Log into webmin. Okay. Webmin. Webmin. Server management control panel. Now that sounds pretty interesting. Can we fingerprint the version? Okay, let's do webmin default credentials. Okay, it uses PAN, which means it plugs into the local Linux authentication, like the local host authentication. First login. So this is a guy trying to run it from Docker. And let's try. Webmin, webmin. Admin, password, root, password. Oh no! Oh boy, that's not good. It actually has a back off for someone who fails authentication too many times. Might have to restart the server. Yeah, so it doesn't look like there's default credentials, but let's see webmin CD. Curated list of CVEs for webmin. You should be able to log in as root using the same password as the root Unix user. Okay, but we don't have the root user. Okay. Improper access control to remote code execution. You still need to be authenticated for that, which we can't do. HTML escaping for a UI command. It would be good to know what version it is, though. Because without that, it's difficult. Without that, it's difficult to figure out, you know, what might be an applicable CVE. (1984) and below. Again, you need a username and password that already exists. Okay. That login page looks different to the one we see. Okay. Right, even though we're locked out, let's give this vulnerability a go. Git clone that one. And then we're going to go into CVE that. And the syntax was... Let's see if password changes there. Password change.cgi. Okay. Alright, it's complaining because there's no referrer in the request header, which is fine. I'm assuming the exploit code will kind of spoof that for us. Yeah, see? There it is. Alright, let's give it a go. Python cve.py, then URL, HTTPS, and then the command. Yes, IP 10,000 ID. Uh-oh. There we go. So, I'm wondering if this is because might want to actually put the correct port number in. Not vulnerable. Dang it. Okay. Let's grab this. 10,000. Web bin version unknown. Tested. No good. So let's just go back to our lists. Last one we've got is 793. Again, some weird RPC service that we're not completely sure about. RPC service unknown. Right, so quite a bit to go through. I'm still kind of leaning towards elastics as a starting point to gain a foothold, because it's kind of the front end for everything, right? It's the front door. Elastics has died and is now 3CX. That was 2016. Nope, elastics.org is gone. Elastics CVE. I think there's a lot of them. Let's have a look. Pre-auth, that's good. RCE, also good. Because we don't have any auth. So if we try this URL, recordings misc callme page.php. So no port number, just 443. Like, what's it going to give us? Yeah, interestingly, it doesn't return us to, doesn't give us a 404. Okay, this looks promising. It doesn't give us a 404 and it doesn't redirect us to the login page when we try and hit that call me page directly. So on Elastics, once we have a shell, we can escalate to root. nc nvlp connect from VoIP ID sudo nmap interactive. Oh, okay. Maybe that's like this is a distribution specific thing. So let's try this in the sense that we will search exploit -m and the number. We're going to vim. Let's move it out of this directory. And then we're going to vim 18650. The remote host will be remote host is going to be 10.10.10.7 10.10.10.7. Local host is going to be what's our local host? 10.10.14.25. We'll use our usual port number. And that looks like the RevShell payload that should be opened. So we're going to create a new window. We'll listen on this port. Okay. No, we'll do our usual port, sorry. Which is 1237. And let's go. Python 18650, no. Python 3. Nope. Python 2. Anything? Not yet. Okay. No connection. 8650. 10. Where's this extension get used? From internal. So remote host is going to be HTTPS. There's no specific port number. Yeah. HTTPS. Remote host. So this is the URL. Call me page action. Call me num plus extension number 1000. From internal application system data. Okay, so it's trying to use Perl for the rev shell. Fork a new process. Socket. My IP 10.10.14.25. Yep. And then my port 1337. And redirect std in. Okay. I wonder if it has like outbound filtering. I mean, we know nothing about this distro, right? Like we've got no idea if it's a custom distro or something. So we might change the port number. Telnet localhost 443. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything listing there. So let's try this. And then let's go here. 443. And let's try again. Nope. Okay, I'm finished. No connection. Right. So this is for Elastic's 220 or later. Sorry, 220 or earlier. No CVE. Right. So free PBX. Maybe free PBX was the fork. It was like in a fork of Elastics. I don't know. Pre-authenticated remote exploit. Is that the same one? Call me start call. Yeah, I mean, this is the same. Looks like it's the same, using the same exploit. Well, I mean, should we give it a try? Why not? Elastic. Looks a little more well put together. Oh, and it runs its own listener. Very cool. Okay, let's just try it. Hey, http:// let's just use the full IP. It's 10.10.10.7. 7. And then the callback is going to be 10.10.14.25. 1237, and let's try Python first. Python payload. Oh yeah, we don't need to run our own listener, do we? Certificate failed, yeah, so what? Okay. Try Perl. Do we have to patch this? I don't know. Two, 3. url open null SSL. Maybe the version of urllib has been updated, like the default. Okay, so we can set verify mode. So do we have SSL included? Yep. URL lib. Okay, so we've already got this context created. So let's just add these two options. Whoops. Undo. Context. Context. Yeah, so that's only if it's HTTPS. URL lib. We don't need to do that. And we need to do the same here. Change that to context, and this one as well. Hopefully that will fix it. Let's go back to the Python payload. Certificate failed. URL lib. 1, 2, UL. Okay. Right. Let's reset a little bit. This would help a lot if we knew what the actual version was. Which Linux distribution is the target machine running? Okay, no OpenSSH. Like it doesn't have the... doesn't have the OS banner in OpenSSH as some distributions do, like Ubuntu and everything else. So let's just carefully go through this. I mean, RPM would mean maybe like a Red Hat or Fedora based oh, CentOS, here it is, the Apache header. Okay. TLS on 443. That's the one we had problem with. Checklist 1.0. Elastics. Yep. Just want to try and find we're heading in the right direction. Okay, so this is the LFI, not the RC. Okay. That's what it is pointing towards. Elastics, CVE, LFI. So V-Tiger CRM, which I assume is a different product. But bundled with elastics? I don't know. Alright, let's give this a try. Search, exploit. And this is a Perl file. Wow. 376. 376. Okay. Well, we probably need to comment this out. So it gives an interactive prompt for the target. HTTPS 10.10.10.7. Okay, maybe that's a different LFI. Same exploit in Python. Okay, so it's just sending the payload, which is a URL. This graph.php. Then, okay. This one, okay. Elastics, LFI, 10.10.10.7. So someone obviously built this in response to doing HackTheBox themselves. So let's run this. Unsupported protocol. Yeah. I mean, that's 4 years old, that code. Let's grab this. Okay, so we're on the right track. We just need to verify false, yeah. So requests Python requests ignore SSL. Verify to false. So that's V, so it's I'm going to do HTTPS 10.10.10.7 target. Okay, so it ends in .7, then it puts a slash in, then it does vtarget crm slash graph.php. What we might do is just print target URL, run that again. All right, let's build it ourselves. HTTPS 10.10.10.7 slash vtiger crm slash graph.php. Language is en equals, then we need this directory jump. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then etc. Then config file amportal.conf %00 and module equals accounts and action is blank. Okay. Elastics LFI. Let's take this. Copy link. Nope. Copy link address. Sorry, attempt to access a restricted file. Okay. Contains the database configuration. Is it amportal.conf? So we need to get this LFI to work because it's going to dump this file and it's going to have some credentials that we use to get the foothold. Sticks, LFI. Still complaining about unsupported protocol. But we have verify is false. So, I mean, that's different to like ignoring a self-signed certificate, right? Python requests, let's do TLS 1.0. Forcing requests library to use yeah, you see this one. Oh, okay. Maybe we need to change our local openssl.conf. Okay. You see OpenSSL, what was it? SSL, openssl.conf. Then we need to tell it to support TLS1 system default section. Okay, so we'll comment that. Oops, I need to do this as root. Comment that out, and then do min protocol equals TLS v1 TLS v1, and then we'll comment that out and do cipher string equals default. Cipher string equals default. And that should allow the request library to downgrade. Or maybe not. Okay, but the fact remains, I should be able to just stick this in the browser where TLS 1.0 is working and get the result. Attempt to access restricted file. Elastics LFI attempt to access restricted file. Okay, I don't want to look at the write-up. I want to find out why I can't get this to work. Because if we look at this, it doesn't do anything except construct a URL, call that URL, and then dump out the response, which should be the contents of amportal.com. I mean, this doesn't even get used. How do I do this? Is it fprint? Python print f string with variables. Print f-string literal. Okay, so maybe it's just print. No, that's not it. Sod it. So I'm going to grab that, copy that, then I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to run it again. And that's the URL that it's calling. But it never gets to call it because of the downgrade issue. And then if I do it in the browser, it doesn't work. Supported protocol. Alright, let's see if we can find another solution for this. This TLS 31. Nope. Let's make sure we did this correctly. TLS V 1.0. Okay, maybe I did this wrong. System default. TLS. Yep, that's the only reference. Still doesn't negate the fact that this is the payload and this should be working in my browser. But it's not. Oh boy, what am I missing here? It's going to be something really obvious, isn't it? Like, even if I got this SSL downgrade working in Python, it's probably still just going to give me this. Is there a second LFI? Elastics LFI. Okay, graph.php is the one that we're looking at. Yep. Yep. Elastics, yep. Beep. Alright, I think I'm going to have to jump into a write-up and figure out what's going on here. Which is a shame, but I just don't want to spend like another hour trying to figure this out. Elastics. Okay. Probably should have done a enumeration on port 443 because it would have given us this other stuff like free PBX, etc., etc. Yeah, I see. Okay, let's try the URL. Okay. What the? What is different about this URL than this? Okay, so that's the one I was using. This is the one that worked. Oh, current language. Current language instead of EN and an extra slash at the end. Like if we look at the other one, elastic. LFI. Oh, you see, this would have never worked because it should have had language, the word, the keyword. Sorry, current language. Okay, alright, it's slightly different. Let's do a... My goodness. Let's do wget that. Oops. Skipping checks, no check certificates. But that's certificates, not protocol. No check. Certificate, singular, not plural. Alright. MV graph to output, vim output. Goodness, this has been a struggle. Flash operator panel, ARI admin, user, database. So we've got a bunch of users at the top. DB host, so this is the database credentials. What I guess we're looking for is something that we can use to log in as, because we go back to the hints. You need to add some flags to SSH. Because it has, again, like some odd protocol and cipher availability. So let's just grab all of these credentials. I can't use mouse inside Vim. So username for DB is *user, and class is this. Okay, that's database. Amp engine. Okay, brew user. Username to access the asterisk manager interface. So it's going to be that. And then that. Flash operator panel. I'll just grab that anyway. ARI admin user is going to be that. Corresponding password. So it's saying use the database for authentication for web admin. And I think that's it. No more usernames. This is more application level config. Okay, so let's do this. Let's figure out the SSH thing where we need to downgrade the key exchange cipher. SSH. Maybe a command line for this, command line option. Going. I don't want to edit my config, I just want to specify it one time. And key exchange algorithms. Oops. DH group 14. They offer DH SHA-1, DH group 14. So maybe we can just do this. Group change SHA-1. Oops. Okay, so that's the key exchange. And then the option for... So we need to set the actual host key cipher. is probably another another option that we just add on the command line. So then we want boost key algorithms. I think we just do it here. SSH RSA. Maybe we add another -O. There we go. Admin. Copy and paste. Nope. Starts with an O and ends with -SHA-1. -O space. Okay, come back to that. So let's try the other user. Asterisk user. Correct the password. Very, very slow to do the SSH session setup. Nope, none of these are working. ASTERISK user. Yeah? Alright, let's try admin once more. Copy. Paste. Not working. Vanis uses home directory. Where did Vanis come from? Let's try logging in. Admin, password, website. Users. I'm not sure where Vanis even came from. But let's roll with it. So I think we need to go on the hunt for this Vanis credentials. Okay. First, let's check the data dump. Vanis. FAN. Oh, it's not in here. So can we connect to the database? SQL -HIP admin no, it's asterisk user then -p copy paste. I think we're still going to be denied based on the fact that it's a host-based ACL. Okay, so no database access. In modern systems, you can use the LFI. Let's get rid of this. SSH key exchange algo. Specify. Yeah, it's the Kex. Oh, maybe there's no space. Okay. Yeah, I did see that format somewhere else, but it seems that if you have a space with the -O, it's okay as well. So, oops. What we'll do is copy that. Then we'll remove that space. No, still doesn't like it. Maybe get rid of the snake case. Oh. Maybe it's about adding the plus, which would add it to the list rather than specify it explicitly. That's it, yeah. So very, very picky on the syntax there. You didn't have to have that plus there. You could have had a space between the O and the K. And then search for the error, how to connect. You can use the LFI vulnerability from the previous question. So if I do grep -I user output asterisk user admin okay, and I do pass commented out. Yep, we got that. We got that. Got that. ID password's all the same. Got that same password. So let's grab this. Let's take this this away. Admin. So we do need the O. HRC. Copy this. Let's try DSS. No. Okay, that's key based only. What am I missing here? Ask to risk user. I mean, am I meant to be enumerating this? First of all, wow, it's an old kernel. It's Elastic's 2.2. Close. Admin. Right. Agenda. Email. Accounts. Facts. Clients. Nope. PBX. Ooh, maybe this is... Yeah, there we go. Phanis Papaphanolopoulos. Okay. Uh-huh. So... I mean, that is his SIP secret, I assume. Phanis. I doubt it's the same as his... I don't know. Who knows? Phanis. Nope. I am. OpenFire is not running. So, yeah, creds. APM manager pass. Oh, we didn't try it as root. Oh my god. Absolute noob. Just assumed that we're going to be in an unprivileged user first rather than jumping straight into root. AMP manager pass. AMP manager pass. AMP MGR pass. There it is. All right. A little bit unimpressed with myself on this one, but it has been a while. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of latitude here for not thinking super clearly. and having to rely on some hints and that sort of stuff. Because it has been a little while since I've done one of these. But yeah, trying root user would have been fairly obvious, but just my mindset is unprivileged user first, then privileged user. Alright, let's do the root flag. So we've owned the box now. Apparently there's multiple solutions for this. There are other ways to root beep. These questions are after the root flag. These questions after the root flag are hints to help identify them. What is the 2012 CVE ID for pre-authentication remote code execution vulnerability in... Yeah, you see, we looked at that one, didn't we? Pre-authentication remote code execution vulnerability. So it was Elastic's RCE. Elastic's RCE. Yeah, this exploit doesn't have the CVE reference, but we did see it elsewhere. Yeah, we did that. Oh, we didn't change min protocol to none. Well, we did all that. I mean, let's have another look. The RCE, let's see if we can get that working. So we've already owned the box, but, you know, let's see if we can get this RCE working. And... two. Is this the one where we went and added all the... Yeah, we updated the SSL context. So what this guy is saying is that instead of TLS v1, you actually change it to none and none. God, SSL. None. Which then, I guess, removes everything. Python to Elastic RCE. Still got the listener. Oh, that's right. Does it? Sorry. No, certificate verify failed. I mean, there's something weird with my SSL config. But that's certificate failure, not protocol. So we did that. And then if we look at his exploit code, yeah, I mean, we've got, what do we have to explicitly in this context? Yeah, I think we do. Context equals SSL. Yeah, so we want to update this line, context equals SSL dot SSL context SSL dot protocol SSL dot protocol underscore TLS v1 close. Context equals SSL context SSL protocol TLS v1. Context. We got it all covered. Check host name. Check host name false. Verify mode. Yeah, I mean, something screwy there. lib2 SSL. Oh, okay, so it's using URL lib 2. All right, I'm not going to spend too much time screwing around on this. We're already at 2 hours and 8 minutes. So if we go back here, let's try and find the CVE for that. It is a little bit difficult because it's not in any of the exploit code. So let's go Elastics RCE CVE 2012. I think it's this one. What password from the PBX config also works to log into webmin? Well, I think we're banned from webmin because we kind of irritated it. Maybe it's timed out now. Yep. So it would be I'm going to say admin and this password. Admin. Alright, we don't want to get this wrong too many times because it will block us from attempting any further logins. So what do we want to do? We want to admin asterisk user asterisk user. Yep. Uh-oh. Oh, login as root. Reading comprehension skills are not that good, and because yes, it's using PAM, so we should have realized straight away. Yeah, okay. Well, this would have been a nice way to mess around with it as well. Change passwords, yeah. God. Oh, damn it. Okay. What is the common name for the set of 2014 CVEs where this is a proof of concept exploit? Well, let's just Google that string. That doesn't look very good. Payload. bash door. All right, I'm not going to keep going on the recording for this, but I'll leave it there. A lot of fun. Yeah, again, the whole being faced with a huge number of services that need enumeration, figuring out what's what. It turns out these were largely all tied together in some way under this Elastic's kind of umbrella. So, yeah. Got hung up a little bit on a few different things. I think the experience of downgrading and forcing protocols to TLS v1, which is, majorly depreciated, was a bit unexpected and kind of threw me off. Like, it was easy enough in the browser to add an exception, but I still couldn't get that system level exception within the OpenSSL library, which would let then other libraries within Python like requests and URL-lib to actually honor those settings. They seem to still kind of choke on the fact that it was a very old version of TLS. So yeah, look, we're going to leave it there. It's been a lot of fun and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I hope I'm back on a more permanent basis and doing a couple of episodes a week, but that's because I need to study and I need to take my OSCP exam at some point. But yeah, like I said, it's been a lot of fun. So if you stuck around to the end of this video, thank you very much. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime, whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.